Welcome back to my channel. I'm Geneva. This is Geneva in general, guys. And today, or rather tonight, or a couple hours ago, the regular season has begun. And today, guys, I decided to take my time and watch the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Los Angeles Sparks. I want to see Bronny James, put up some points. Unfortunately, he was not able to. But again, we're going to have to give some time. I'm going to talk more about that towards the end. But first, please allow me to give you the play-by-play. So the first quarter begins. Okay, I just labeled it Lakers. Okay, y'all don't come for me. Okay, some of it just says Lakers, some of it says Timberwolves of Minnesota. It was a couple times I couldn't figure out who was who. Okay, so the first quarter kicks off. Lakers get the first bucket of the night, and it is a three. Okay, then McDaniel scores. Hachimura dunks. Anthony Edwards makes a three. LeBron scores. LeBron dunks. McDaniel scores. Davis dunks. Davis scores. Edwards makes a three. Russell makes a three. Gobert scores. Reeves scores. Gobert makes one of two. Edwards scores. Davis makes two of two. Alexander Walker makes a three. Hayes makes two of two. Reed makes a three. Dante scores. And the first quarter ends, guys. The first quarter ends with the Wolves having 23 points. Lakers had 22 points. The second quarter begins. Hachimura scores. Randall makes a three. Russell makes a layup. Hayes dunks. Alexander Walker makes one of two. Hayes dunks again. LeBron scores. Dalton makes a three. McDaniel scores. Davis hits 2 of 2. Dalton scores. Reeves scores. Hachimura scores. Edwards makes a three. Davis scores. Hachimura scores. Edwards scores. Edwards makes one of one. Randall scores. Gobert dunks. LeBron dunks. Alexander Walker makes a three. Christie makes 2 of 2. The second quarter ends, guys. That was, again, they went on a run. The Lakers did in the second and third quarter. The Lakers had 55 points. The Timberwolves had 42 points. The third quarter begins. Davis makes a dunk. Okay, Minnesota scores. I think it's you pronounce his name as Cuddly. I'm sorry. It's something along those lines. Minnesota scores. Reeves scores. Davis makes one of two. Edwards makes a three. Hachimura dunks. Hachimura makes one of two. Dante makes a three. Conley makes 3 of 3. Davis makes 3 of 3. Randall makes one of two. Reeves scores. Reeves scores yet again. Minnesota makes a three. Alexander Walker makes a slam dunk. Reed makes 2 of 2. Davis scores. Gobert makes 2 of 2. Gobert dunks. Davis scores. Davis makes one of two. Dante makes 2 of 2. Davis makes a three. Randall scores. Hayes scores. Edwards makes a long two. I really wish they would have counted it as a three. Again, I was kind of neutral in this game, but I was rooting for the Los Angeles Lakers a little, just slightly more. But I believe that Anthony Edwards, that should have been counted as a three. They said it's a long two. Whatever. Then Randall makes one of two, and then Reed scores, okay? And the third quarter ends with Lakers having 82 points. Timberwolves had 74 points. The last and final fourth quarter kicks off. Reed makes 2 of 2. LeBron scores. LeBron makes one of one. Gobert dunks. Reed makes a three. Russell scores. LeBron scores. Hayes dunks. Edwards makes a three. Hachimura makes one of two. Davis makes one of two. Davis scores. Davis makes 2 of 2. Edwards scores. Hachimura scores. Somebody on the Lakers scores. Davis scores. Gobert scores. Davis scores again. Davis makes 2 of 2. He was saving them, okay? Randall scores. Randall makes one of one. LeBron makes a three. Randall makes 3 of 3. Then Randall scores, and that is game, ladies and gentlemen. The Lakers had 110 points. The Timberwolves only had 103 points. Now, again, we got to give out a shout out to Anthony Davis. I believe he was the star of tonight's games. He really I'm going to say that he put Los Angeles Lakers on the map, but he kept them in this game and kept that lead going, okay? And ultimately, in my opinion, he was the main teammate, the main scorer. He was leading the scorers, and he was making that huge impact to keep Los Angeles Lakers in front of the Minnesota Timberwolves. But also, again, guys, LeBron James, okay, his son, little junior, Bronny James, was entered into this game in the second quarter. He only got I don't even think he was in the game for 2 minutes. He was trying to do a little bit of something, right? I think he tried to make a layup. Again, I don't record missed points because what's the point, right? But he tried to make a layup. It didn't work. He tried to make a three. It didn't work. And then after that, he got sat down. And it's just again, people have been criticizing him, right? They've been critical of Bronny James ever since they found out that not only has he been drafted in the league, he's going to the Los Angeles Lakers. He's going to be playing on the same team as his father, the great King James, right? So a lot of people are like, nepotism. Again, I just did a video on this yesterday saying, just asking the question, having a discussion. Has nepotism watered down the NBA and its talents? Okay, I believe, in some ways it did, in some ways it didn't. And a lot of people would agree with me, right? But again, this is his first official game, right, of the regular NBA season. We just gotta let him cook a little bit more. A lot of people don't understand that LeBron James is 6'8". Bronny is about 6'2". And I ain't trying to make no excuses. And also, the man he had a heart attack, okay, last summer. Thankfully, he's still alive, let alone in a professional sports league. Like basketball, it's high, high cardiorespiratory aerobic, exercise. Like your heart is literally racing up and down that court. I believe like in a single basketball game, maybe running like 3-4 miles or something. It's a miracle that the boy is still with us, right? But it's like again, when I was watching him play in that second quarter, the little minutes that he did have, it's like he doesn't have a killer instinct. It's almost like he plays very passive. Again, this is his first game, his first season, his first time being the pros. He's like what, 19, 20? Y'all gotta give him some time to grow. But at the same time, we can say the same thing about his dad. Like a lot of people say, like, LeBron doesn't have like that killer instinct in him. Again, he's great. He's still the king, but it's like he doesn't have like that Mamba mentality that say Kobe, the late great Kobe has. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Again, like he just gotta work on his aggressiveness. Again, like I said, I love passion in basketball and sports. Period. I love aggression. We need that. It's kind of like he kind of like he wasn't too eager. It's like this is your rookie season. You kind of gotta be thirsty for it. Okay, everybody like no, don't be thirsty. Just let the game come to you. You don't want to just be on, just living your father's shadows on, because you're on the same team. Like you gotta stand out. Okay, on your back you got James Jr. on your jersey. It's time to be, you gotta put in some work. You gotta wow the crowd. And speaking of wowing the crowd, as soon as he took off his jacket and he was about to enter the game, the whole, Los Angeles Lakers stadium, they erupted with, applause. They, clapped. They cheered him on. So it's good that he had a good welcome. Thankfully ain't nobody boo him, right? At least that's not what I've heard from my TV. But I feel like we got to give Bronny James a little bit of this is some time. He might turn out to be, just leader of the pack by the end of this season. Again, we just got to give him some time. So again, guys, this has been my recap, my play-by-play, my thoughts. Okay, of the NBA regular season just kicked off again. I was like, let me see Anthony Edwards go up against LeBron James. I know that they were pretty much in a drought. I believe that the Los Angeles Lakers they had lost 6 games consecutively. I just know they got whipped by the Golden State Warriors back to back during the preseason games. And I had watched a little bit of that, and it was interesting. But again, guys, comment down below your thoughts on tonight's game, on the Lakers defeating the Timberwolves. Okay, and also comment down below your thoughts on Bronny James. What is your opinion on him? Comment down below.